Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video. I've been working on these freezer meal videos forever, it feels like. It was a lot of work, and doing all of these freezer meals actually took me quite a bit of time. You'll see I have multiple freezer meal videos coming up, including some lunch and dinner ones. But I am prepping for baby, and currently, as I am recording this right now, I am 37 weeks pregnant, so I am so excited to get things ready for her and just be nesting. But as you can see, I am starting off with our banana bread muffins. I have shared this recipe with you guys before, and it could not be more simple. This one is gluten-free and vegan, and it has like a lower sugar content, I would say, just because you're using coconut sugar instead of like brown sugar. But you can also just use brown sugar or white sugar if you're not into coconut sugar. It just has a lower chance of raising your glycemic index. But I will leave any kind of recipes that I have in the description box below. This guy is seriously so easy to make. I'm using chia instead of my eggs in case you're curious on how to make it vegan. And these turn out great every single time. I've made them so many times. And we just keep them in the freezer, and then when we are ready to take them out and eat them, I just take one or two out, set them on a plate, put them in the microwave for I'd say like under a minute. You don't want them to get too hard or anything like that, but they heat up really well, and Logie Bear loves them. So I am so excited to have a bunch of these on hand. And actually this batch that I made right here, we ended up going through every single one of them before we even made it close to baby, so I had to go back and make another batch. I didn't even mention though, I made two separate batches this time, which was easy. I just divided the batter in about half. I just eyeballed it, and I put frozen blueberries in one, and then I put chocolate chips in the other. Chocolate chips is always a fan favorite, family favorite, whatever you want to call it, in our house. The blueberries were good. I think they just would have been better with like fresh blueberries and maybe like a sugar crumb on top or something. They weren't as sweet as I typically like them to be, but if you like a less sweet muffin, these would be perfect for you. I ended up making some apple cinnamon ones, and those are our favorite out of the bunch. I just used peeled and chopped apples with cinnamon.
It's really good. I think fresh blueberries would have been better though. But look at all those blueberries in there. This one's not too overly sweet because we put so many blueberries in there and they were frozen. So keep that in mind. But if you don't like overly sweet muffins, you'll love it. Yeah. He loves the blueberries in it.
Muffins are done and cooling, and as soon as they're completely cooled, I go ahead and label my Ziploc bags. You can put them in whatever kind of freezer safe bag or Tupperware that you want, and load them up in there. It is a couple of weeks later, and I'm doing a huge batch of muffins because we already went through the ones that I showed you guys in this video, but I decided to make them just a tiny bit different this time. I do have like a chocolate chip one that's the exact same as the one I just showed you, but I also have this one, which I put in a bunch of little peeled and chopped apples, a really crisp, juicy apple in there, and I used about 3 apples for these 2 dozen muffins, and then I sprinkled in some cinnamon just to eye and kind of to taste, and they turned out fabulous. I cooked these guys for 23 minutes with the apples in them. Next up are breakfast burritos. These are one of my favorite breakfast foods, and I don't know why I never think to make them. It's probably because they require so many ingredients and like cooking ahead of time, and I need something quick that's just ready to heat up, hence the muffins and the pre-made breakfast burritos. So we're starting here with these siete burrito size burritos. If you have allergies that you are looking out for, you will love these guys. You do need to heat them before you use them though. You'll see exactly how I do that. We have some tofu scramble right there, bacon, and some heated through tater tots. I just put them in the air fryer just to make them crispy. You don't want them frozen. And then I'm just loading everything up. I'm putting a little bit of layer of cheese down first. So I used that mozzarella style cheese that you can get from Trader Joe's, and that's by far my favorite one. You can use any kind of cheese that you want. This is just a vegan cheese. And then I'm putting down the tater tots and the bacon and then the tofu scramble, and then a little more cheese to kind of stick it all together. Roll it up, and then you're going to roll it in some saran wrap. If you put burritos in to the freezer bag, like without saran wrap around them, I have heard that they stick horribly. So I was not willing to try that. So I just went ahead and rolled all of mine in some press and seal. But you can see here, it's actually super easy once you have like your train that's like ready to go. Like I'm going through all the ingredients, but tofu scramble was super easy to make. So if you don't do eggs either, it was so easy. I literally just pressed the block of firm tofu to make sure all the water was out, and then put it in a pan and kind of messed it up so it looked like eggs, and then seasoned it with salt, garlic powder, and I think that was it. Just whatever I would season eggs with. Turned out fabulous. It was actually very, very good. So I'm just going to throw them into this bag. I always have the instructions written on the bag because especially when you're postpartum, you have a really hard time remembering things, and you think you'll remember to look up the recipe, but you just won't. So go ahead and write the instructions of how to reheat things on the bags just to give yourself a little heads up on how to do that. So basically just remove these from the plastic wrap in a damp paper towel, and microwave for 1 to 3 minutes in your microwave. Next up are breakfast oat cookies. These things are great to have on the go. They're super quick and easy to heat up in the microwave, and they're super quick and easy to make, honestly. This was probably one of the quickest recipes that I made out of all of these breakfast recipes, and Logie Bear loves them. So you just need some ripe bananas, probably a little more ripe than mine. We're going to use some salt, some vanilla. You need oats, and then whatever toppings that you're putting in them. I'm using raisins and mini chocolate chips, and then also some kind of nut butter. You could also do some kind of seed butter if you are allergic to nuts, but just mash up your bananas. And I have this recipe in my recipes highlight, or recipes to highlight. I will have it linked down below for you on my Instagram, and it's just a screenshot that I found from another girl's Instagram. And I was shocked at how easy she said these were to make, so I had to give them a try, and they seriously are that easy. So good for you as well, so nourishing for your body, and this would be a great thing to eat while you are nursing as well if you want some extra nutrition, especially from the nut butter being fatty like that, and the oats giving you some carbohydrates. So anyways, I just really like these, and I think they're super quick and easy to take on the go, and I just heat them up in the microwave on a plate for about a minute. It kind of will depend on your microwave, but these are so addictingly good. Once the cookies are cooled, I like to go ahead and, of course, write what they are on the freezer bag, because you think you'll remember, and then sometimes you look at it in the freezer and you're like, what is that? And then I go ahead and put them into the freezer bag. I ended up needing 2 this time, and then I left one out for Logie Bear to enjoy, and he loved it, which makes me so, so happy. Makes my heart so happy to make food for my family. I don't know why. It must be my love language or something like that, but the reason we're waiting for things to cool off is so that it's a less likely to get freezer burn, and then also make sure to squeeze out all of the air. Are you guys even surprised to see smoothie bags here? You guys know I love smoothies, especially if you follow me over on Instagram. We make a smoothie almost every day, and so we grabbed some strawberries. I have some watermelon that I cut up and froze, some pineapple that I also cut up and froze. We have a berry blend right here, and then some organic mango. A lot of these were found at Costco or Trader Joe's, or I just cut them up myself and froze them ahead of time. I did do like a flash freeze so that the fruit wouldn't stick together and it was easy to put into the bags. But then I just labeled them as smoothie bags, and I made different little variations for each one. There's no rules really to this. So this one was like a mixed berry, strawberry, and mango. The next one is a strawberry, pineapple, and I believe mango. Yeah, mango on this one. And then usually with all of these smoothies, I will add a banana, like a frozen banana, which I always have on hand. I'm just always freezing them in batches because it can make your smoothie a lot creamier and kind of give it like a hearty base rather than it just being more juicy, if that makes sense. And then to any of these smoothie bags, I will just go ahead and add juice, water, coconut water. You could even do milk at the time of blending. So that's what I like to do with my smoothies. I'm hoping these are just super easy to go ahead and throw into the blender, not even think about anything. And if you're wondering what that drink was that I was pouring, I was actually drinking my red raspberry leaf tea, which I've been drinking the past few weeks since I'm about to give birth. And yeah, this is all I've been doing for the smoothie bags. I just wanted to go ahead and use up all my fruit that had been kind of getting ignored, and it turned out like this, and I am so excited for them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw these guys straight into the freezer. I even took a straw afterwards and sucked out all the air to make sure that there was no air, because these ones were kind of hard to squeeze all the air out of. So I hope you guys enjoyed this freezer meals breakfast video. Hopefully it gave you some ideas. It's definitely doable, but maybe give yourself some extra time if you're on a time crunch like I am with being pregnant. And hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.